And my colleague Dharani caught up with Assistant Director Sundeep Kishan on his upcoming film, which is being directed by actor-turned-politician Vijay's son, Jason Sanjay. Listen in to this conversation where he talks about getting into acting and making his transformation after 15 years in the cinematic journey.
Joining us now for an exclusive conversation is Mr. Sundeep Kishan. Thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you for the time. So my first question is very simple. Like you entered cinema like around 2010 at the time, and you were assistant director to Mr. Gautam Vastuv Menon before you entered, before you became an actor. So, so what made you, from being an assistant director to becoming an actor? When did this decision to change happen?
Transition.
Yeah.
See, to be very honest, I was never really keen on becoming an assistant director. It was just an opportunity which came my way. But also at the same time, for actors like me who are coming from absolute basics, I feel it's very important to get to work on set, and especially around filmmaker like Gautam Menon sir, gives me an insight and understanding of how cinema works. Like I think every aspiring actor should have an experience of working on set as an assistant director, because it is the most difficult job on set, right? You don't get enough name for it. You're working the hardest, you don't get enough credit for it, but it teaches you what cinema is out and out, especially on set. So I think I was very blessed to have that experience. And at that point, for someone like me, I just used being Gautam Menon sir's assistant as a card to reach other auditions. So I'd call people and say, hey, listen, I'm Gautam sir's assistant, I'm interested in acting, can I come and audition? So the intent was always to become an actor. This was just my available path to be able to work towards it, that's all.
So when did you figure out that your passion is, in acting? In the sense, like at some point in all of our lives, we'll realize that this is what I want to do for the most part of my life, my professional life. So when did that hit you? Like when did you decide that you want to be an actor or you want to be part of cinema?
See, to be very honest, I still don't treat acting as my professional life, because somewhere I still haven't been able to find that balance. My life pretty much just is cinema, right? Like I watch cinema, I go out, I talk about cinema with friends, or we're discussing work, or I'm shooting. So I don't really have the bandwidth to do anything else. So today cinema is pretty much 95% of my life, not just my professional life. Okay. And I've always been fascinated by cinema in general. Right from when I was a kid. I used to watch like 4 films a day. Thankful my parents let me do that. I grew up for a brief period of my life thinking I really wanted to become an IPS officer. My dad really wanted me to become an IPS officer. But then I realized my inspiration for that came from the cinema that influenced me. And also even through school somehow this was the one thing I was always credited for. Right? Like even the teachers who probably wouldn't like me the best, or some subject which I didn't like too much, and the teacher would be like, no. She also would be like, okay, it's acting, it's dramatics, call for him. So I think that kind of really built a lot of faith in me in terms of what I felt I would be good at. Like even today, every day I come to my job, except for the fact of the long hours, I don't find anything about it tough.
Right? The long hours don't feel tiring, no, because you love what you do.
No, long hours feel tiring. Okay. Like as much as you love what you're doing, when you're doing it for crazy hours with no timelines per se, it does get very erratic. And I've been doing this for 15 years now. But that apart, everything else about what I do is pretty amazing. Like we have no rhyme and logic with timings. We start at 7 a.m. in the morning, we go until 5 a.m. the next day morning, we start again at 2 in the afternoon. So it's pretty crazy. So your regular personal life or timeline life goes for a toss. Like you're not attending your friends' weddings or events or any family functions. That goes for a toss. But that apart, whatever we're doing, as we're doing through the day is beautiful. It's really beautiful.